Hello everyone, I'm Jessica Blackbird. Welcome to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. So today we're talking about a 10-month-old child baby who was found dead in his grandmother's home in Broussard, Louisiana. And the 2-year-old brother was in critical condition. He's now improved and he's in stable condition. So stick around while we discuss what this horrible witch of a grandmother has done.
And it breaks my heart now that he's crying in a hospital bed where he should be at home. And the fact that I have to bury my little infant.
49-year-old Tammy Claus is charged with second-degree murder and a second-degree cruelty to a juvenile. She's now being held in the Lafayette Parish Jail on a $300,000 bond. News 10's Britt LaFaso spoke exclusively with the mother of the children, who says she hopes Claus spends the rest of her life in prison. It's a story you'll see only on 10.
The children's mother tells me her infant son died of malnutrition and dehydration. When police found the children, she says her 2-year-old son was also hours away from death. Broussard police say it appears the two children were not given food or water for over a week. Their mother says she never expected their grandmother to do this. Rachel Hebert dropped her 10-month-old son Hudson and 2-year-old son Tyler Jr. off at their grandmother's house on Mother's Day. After 8 days of no calls or texts from Claus and several phone calls to police, Hebert made the 2-hour drive to Claus's home in Broussard. She says Claus would not open the door, and when police broke in, they found Hebert's 10-month-old son deceased.
And he had the cutest little smile that it could light up a room, you know? I thought she really loved those children. I really thought.
Doctors say her 2-year-old son also was hours away from death after suffering from dehydration and malnutrition. Hebert says she will never forget what a detective told her when the children's grandmother, Tammy Claus, was arrested hours later.
He looked at Tammy and arrested her, told her the charges of second-degree murder and second-degree cruelty to a juvenile. And all she said was plain, okay. That is literally all she said. No remorse whatsoever.
Hebert believes Claus was home the entire week with her children and says this was not a case of neglect.
I truly believe that this was flat-out murder.
I totally agree with the mother that this is not a case of neglect. This is murder. You don't forget to feed children. You don't forget to give them water. And 7 days, I mean, it was plain to see that she murdered them. And I looked at her photo, you guys, I got chills down my spine. I enlarged the photo. She looks vacant. She looks like she has a little smirk. Also, she looks possessed. If you believe in things like that, I just don't understand what is going on in this world, in this country where so many children are being killed. I went through some videos that I planned on posting, and I became so sad because within the last year, there are so many children who have been killed by people who were supposed to take care of them. Their parents, mothers, fathers, grandparents. It's almost like an epidemic. We all just have to be careful and not blindly trust in anyone. I don't care if it's, a mother or father. If you're not in the same house, you need to be on top of what's going on with your kids when they're with a relative or a friend. And, just don't put all of your trust in anyone. This woman, their grandmother, is on their father's side, the paternal grandmother. And no one would have thought ever that a grandmother would do this. But, it's becoming more and more prevalent. And so we just have to be vigilant. And if you see anything, I don't care if it's a relative, don't try to protect them. If you see a child being abused, it is your duty to report it because you could save that child's life. I wonder what kind of mother she was to her son, the father of these children. Was she a good mother? Was she attentive? Was she not good? Was she not taking care of him? Did she forget to feed him? Did she forget to give him water? I mean, what kind of mother was she? That will say a lot about whether she should have been trusted with those children. And, we can't blame the mother for trusting the grandmother. But I think after calling for one day with no answer, I would have been on the road. I don't care how far it was. I would have been on the road driving to find out what the hell was going on. So, we just have to be careful. We have to do our due diligence. We have to, if we see anything, I don't care if it's your sister or your brother, if we see anything that looks like abuse or neglect, we have to say something. Don't keep our mouths shut because we're afraid of how the other person is going to feel. We have to think about the children. So let's all do our due diligence to help children to not be abused and not end up being murdered. So anyway, you guys, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will make sure to stay on top of this case. And when it goes to court, I'll make sure to post everything. Thank you. Rest in peace.